All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Twine.
Oh, happy New Year. Happy 2023. Welcome to the Know Nothing podcast. We are back live in the basement studio. To my left, a reoccurring guest, Mr.
What it do? It's Nice Shoes Arby in the building.
Nice shoes, Arby.
Click that follow button.
And to my right, returning from the desert,
Yeah, the OG, Justin to the Edward to the Seal. Yeah.
Sealinator. And Mr. Randall is off sailing the seas, is he not?
He is,
He's in
yeah. He just bought
Orlando
a
right now.
lightsaber.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, he's in Disney right now. Yeah, he's having the time of his life.
Yeah, he's having a great time. All smiles.
All right. Who's taking care of Lando?
I'm sure someone's parents.
It's nice when you got lots of parents to take care of you.
Yeah. And we have the one and only Josh Waters.
Mr. Waters on the ones and twos in the background.
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to JW. So we're here today to talk about a few things. I think we discussed a lot before the camera came on, but sort of recapping the cliche of 2022. And, I think there's been countless stories that we could talk about, that we could rehash and kind of get our opinions on. So kind of open the floor to that. I know we wanted to talk a little bit about Andrew Tate again, just because he's such a hot commodity.
Who is that?
Top G.
Yeah, Justin, do you know much
Yeah, so
about
I'm
him now?
out of the loop. I'm out of the
This is
loop
good.
on the,
This is
on
very
the Andrew
good.
Tate.
This is me 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so
So have you done all your homework now, Arby? Are you up to speed?
Against my free will, yeah.
Do you know his brother's name?
And
Well,
Where do you stand?
Well, there isn't so much bad shit that people had told me to look out for.
yeah.
Because listening to what people told me, it's like, oh, he's a piece of shit. He's an asshole. He's rude. He's this.
Jeffrey
he's
Peterson.
That. So I don't know if the algorithms pushed the more appropriate videos my way or whatever happened. But since we had that talk and I said I didn't know who he was, every time I was on Instagram, the suggested reels or whatever, when you're watching reels, it was Andrew Tate, cat, car, Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate.
And what do you think about his content?
A lot of the shit he says is not wrong.
Yeah.
The delivery, very aggressive, like
Chauvinist.
in your face, blah, blah, blah. He's yelling. Like,
that's
and
his
I get
persona,
it, but
though.
that's how you sell the world we live in. He says some stupid shit. But I mean,
Who doesn't?
yeah, he's kind of got a point to a lot of the stuff he says, right?
He's highly.
I heard he's an inspirational male figure.
Yeah, I mean, he's
could be.
inspiring to many people. I would agree with that. I think there's plenty of people who hate him and hate on his ideologies. But I think that people that hate on him, I think vastly misunderstand what he's
Do you think
saying.
most of the people that hate on him are women?
I don't know.
He
There's
does have a
definitely-
lot of women fans.
Yeah, definitely.
He has a lot of
like,
women
I
fans.
think
A lot.
if you had asked
Okay.
that question like 6 months ago, he had a lot more women probably disliking him. But I think he's actually won a lot of them over, in my opinion. And
I think
instead
he's changed his tone a
yeah.
little bit. That's why.
Interesting.
I think he's been good at addressing a lot of the things that people have
Only
against
thing
him.
I know about Andrew Tate is that he was arrested because of a pizza box.
Well, that
And
was the theory. I don't know if that's
Greta
Yeah,
Hundenberg.
apparently it's true.
Something. That's
Yeah.
literally
Big
balls.
Greta. Yeah, it's not really true. I think that's just a theory.
Balls.
How can you think that that's real? Do you really think that this is what I was saying? A guy like him, who's watched by probably every fucking spy organization, the influence and power this guy has. I don't think people fully appreciate the millions of young people who tune in and listen to him. Him and his brother, I think now their podcast is more popular than Impulsive and Joe Rogan at times. At least for short periods of time. Yeah. That's been the case supposedly. And I think if that's the case, there's no way that governments of any particular country that you're in hasn't been getting shat on by other U.S. affiliates or so on and so forth to be like, where's this guy? What is he doing? Keep eyes on him at all times.
Right.
People know where this guy is. They don't need a pizza box to go after him.
Yeah.
That's a fun theory, but I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Nope. Speaking of algorithms, we can talk a little bit about AI too. I
2022.
wanted to bring that up and really 2023 now, baby.
Yeah. But 2022 gave us what?
We're wrapping it up.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. So Arby, have you heard of that? ChatGPT.
A little bit.
What's your understanding of it? I don't,
It's I don't know if it's a program or whatever it is. It's almost like an intelligent program.
right.
So you can code it and it can self-evolve almost, right? It can rewrite itself, and it can develop like things like emotion, sense of humor, and stuff like that. It gets into very scary territories.
Yeah, well, you're not really that far from the answer there, and I think you've done any research on it,
So
Justin?
from what I understand, it's sort of the first of its kind in the sense that it doesn't just take Wikipedia information or Google information and just tell you exactly what the fuck, copy paste. It more so kind of sort of creates a unique response based on the information that it gathers. So it can give you different answers if you ask it the same question. That's what I'm understanding. And also from what I heard, the educational system is very concerned because this thing could literally write an essay based on if you ask it the right questions and if you ask it to do something, it can literally write multiple different.
Honestly, I don't know. Right? I honestly don't know how they're going to deal with stuff like this. There's going to have to be an evolution to like what is allowed, and maybe there's going to be ways of like trademarking using technology that like crypto uses now with blockchain or NFTs to like. Essays are going to have fucking NFTs on them now because
they'll have some sort of a
there's got to be, right? Yeah, because when you can use this, the plagiarism and the just it's not plagiarizing though, I guess if no one else has written it. Well, it's like putting up a picture
in Instagram, original. Right?
But I argue that other people have written it because it's taking information from the internet. That's where it gets its ideas. But that's where it gets its info, right? What other people have done.
And into like
but like anything anyone says, if you write an essay, if I write an essay, we're all going to have pieces of the same information coming from the same place.
Yeah, but we're not necessarily going to recycle exact lines and words, right?
To some degree, if we're all given a very specific topic. I mean, we're going to all find the same information.
Maybe. I just think it's more
around so people don't know it's the same.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you know about it?
I know that it's a bot technology that came out, I think, in November initially. And AI in general, artificial intelligence, for those who are not familiar with what we're talking about, is the advancement of technology to replace the intelligence of humans and or advance our own intelligence. And those listening to people like Elon Musk may understand that that's something a lot of people have a lot of opinions about because it could be very powerful and scaled up at the scale our current technology is evolving. It is pretty wild, like, the imagination goes crazy when you go like 10, 20, 30, 100 years from now where we could be. So you have a program right now that uses, what regular bots do. Like, companies right now, when you log onto a website and you want to buy something, you have a bot that talks to you. So that's not a person, even though they have the nice picture with the big earpiece of a nice lady.
Hi, I'm Janet.
Yeah, well, some people still forget, right?
What can I answer you about your new Hyundai?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's like basic bots that use, easy to answer questions. They have a set of code that says, okay, these are the most likely things. Right. And you can take care of this so that you don't have to pay a person.
Question where I break that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you can. You can definitely. It's like, we're going to have someone call you. Thank you. Fuck you. And they're like, I'm sorry that you're having a bad day.
911 has has been dispatched. Yeah. They know exactly where you are.
So this ChatGPT is the evolution of that to a degree where they've taken literally programmed to trillions of different words and sentences and things. And it has
thing can
full
write code.
access. Write code, it can write essays in the style of multiple different people, and it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where authors of books will say things like, I can't differentiate between what I wrote and what this thing just wrote. Like, that's fucking nuts.
That's wild. That's fucking wild.
The writer is
but like anything, you can get it to write you programs, you can get it to write a script for a fucking movie, and I've tried it. I have downloaded, like, you have to...
That's crazy.
Free,
yeah.
It's low-level AI.
Yeah. So
what does that mean, low-level AI, Josh?
It's not highly evolved. Like, it's not going to be able to...
But it sounds like it's doing things...
It doesn't have emotions.
Not yet.
No, it's programmed...
It's not sentient.
No, well, not yet anyway.
Not yet.
They've got it so that you can't do certain things with it. Like, you can't tell it to build you a bomb and do things like that. They've got it disabled for certain reasons,
then I do
obviously.
not want it.
No. Of course not. No, but in any case... I have fucked around with it.
Yeah.
And I found
Oh,
it
you
to
have?
be, yes, I have.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
I found it to be very
What did you do?
interesting. I started asking it random questions to see where it would be stumped.
Yeah,
and
what's an example? Give me something.
Like, asked it about myself, and then it was like, oh, I don't answer personal questions about you, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, that's not very helpful. It's like, sorry you feel that way. Yeah. So,
you're just like everyone else.
Yeah. But it's pretty interesting. Like, anything you want to know about factual things, you have like a Google search engine that is way more like a person and way more fine-tuned to be like, holy shit, like this is pretty fucking amazing. And then if you don't like something, you can say, restructure this like this. You give it feedback.
Right.
And not only that, if you start using it for a while, it learns your style of things and knows what you
And I read that it can correct itself as well. Like it can admit when it's wrong,
update,
which is
right? Yeah.
fucking weird because I didn't. AIs are meant to always be right, but it can say.
Yeah, I'm thinking in the world of like creating or building things, like it's gonna cut so much time.
Well, what jobs do you think AI will not fuck with?
It's hard to think about that, but I'm thinking evolutionary wise, like everything since, I don't know, that I can think of, like 20s, 30s, the 1890s when the car was built, like everything was like a slow transition into and now it's getting like to the point where it's like light speed movement. Where are we going to be as a society
in
10
years,
50 years? Like, I like,
depends on the energy demands in the war, in the wars we keep.
That's the other thing.
Send us back to the fucking Stone Age.
This whole fusion thing that if they can extract
they already got that shit. Come on, Arby. You don't think they already got that?
I don't know, but can you imagine, like,
they already got that.
Hey guys, I'm off for the weekend. Let's go to fucking Dubai for a couple of days, and you're there in like an hour, as opposed to 19-hour flight.
Definitely,
like,
or in an instant.
Well, they're redeveloping supersonic,
literally like
transport,
and you're there.
Yeah.
Like,
supersonic commercial airplanes are coming back into production. I think supersonic just meaning like
super speed,
faster than the speed of sound. It's not that, but. Some of these things, like the Concorde jet and stuff, used to do that. It had a weird nose, like a little toucan Sam. Anyways, these things apparently, like, you're going to be able to go twice as fast, almost as you used to go. So that gets you around, I guess, in the world of people not having time for anything. I think that's useful. You're probably going to have more accidents
because they're the only one that can afford it.
That's right.
They're the
well,
G.
But the rich people always at the beginning, like. Think of medieval times, and you're like, a rich person could be the only person with this type of armor,
carriage with a horse,
this horse, and eventually the poor
That's
man
what I'm
catches
saying.
up.
Like, it's just, it was evolving so slow back in the day. Now it seems like we're propelling. Like,
we can't keep up.
It's just for
we're destined, I think, to hit a fucking wall here, man.
You think we're gonna plateau? But what happens when we plateau?
The wall's gonna be an asteroid.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what. Here's what happens when we plateau. Okay. Is this a pizza guy again at the door? I swear I heard a knock.
Oh, you heard a knock?
Yeah.
Have you heard about it?
No, I got a good theory here for Justin, though, in all seriousness. You just said, so where's the wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the wall.
Okay.
You have us blending transhumanism, right? This Neuralink shit with Elon Musk. You know much about that?
That's very, very relevant.
So,
2022.
you're getting implants in your brain. Tested? And, it's helping the way your brain functions. This is a very, like, low level right now, but the fact of that technology even existing and where it can go, you're going to be superhuman. So what happens is people get plugged into AI, right? Yeah. Just like ChatGPT. Imagine having a link into your brain where all of a sudden you can access that through thought.
Yeah.
There's no like looking something up on your phone. You just think about it and you can get the info. Mm-hmm. Not only that, then later on, there's other implants and things that allow your muscles to move differently and allow your body. Like, we're going to be cyborgs, man. It's going to happen. But
it doesn't sound that bad. But.
It doesn't sound that bad, but I think at what point do you stop being human?
I don't know. That's, emotions.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, emotions.
Stop feeling stimulated
emotions
mentally.
To me right away kind of step in. Like I want to give people a handshake. I want to give people a hug. I like, I feel sad when someone hurts my feelings, and I think at that point, if you don't have those feelings, then you're no longer human. But I don't think we're ever going to get there. I don't think. But
do you think that an artificial computer that basically has told a robot like everything about human emotions from different people, so much so that if you're behind a wall, you can't tell the difference between whether that's a human you're talking to or a robot.
Right.
But you're saying because that robot is not feeling the actual emotions, they're just citing a code, therefore they're not real. Correct?
I mean, there's so many.
I know
there's so many different things.
Philosophy
I think. I
on
mean,
that.
there's you know, your astronomy, your biology. I mean, obviously, to some degree, we're humans. If we have one little implant in our brain, who knows what maybe electrical magnetic field can just, you know, sort of switch it on and off. I don't know how much it's going to control us and we're going to control it. I'd like to think for at least the beginning part of any integration is that we're going to be able to control it and we are going to remain human. I think what you're talking about is probably in the next, like, you know, Terminator X.
Well, there's this equation, Josh. What's
years or something? I don't know.
Well, hold your thought, Josh. What's the equation where the rate of technology advancement like doubles every X amount? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's gonna search that. So the reason I ask him that is because I'm like, you're saying, well, that might be way in the future, but
yeah,
we're going exponentially towards a singularity.
Yeah,
meaning that we're headed faster and faster in this technological advancement.
And that's where the wall comes in. Like, when do we hit the wall?
Yeah.
Well, I think we hit the wall when people are no longer having children.
I think that is actually that's actually yes, it is.
Which
it is
you know,
much.
Musk says we're population collapse is coming too.
We just hit 8 billion.
Yeah, so they say, but you know, I don't know if that's actually true. And even if it is, he claims that if you study the rate of diaper consumption in the world, adult diapers, that you can see how much of the population is aging and are old. And he said for the first time ever, adult diapers and whatnot are outpacing by far child diapers.
Is that a bad thing?
Is that a bad thing?
No.
I think it's just showing that What's it called? Moore's Law. Okay. It's highly unsatisfying.
Doubles every 10 years.
So that's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's,
No, it is. It is. And like Arby said, you go back to the 20s, you know, and you think about it doubling.
It's just got
every 10 years. We will get to a point where it's just
at some point.
Yeah.
You hit the wall.
I just read
it's
a thing
energy
the other
consumption
day.
too. But
I just read something
blows up or something.
yesterday. This guy was driving a Tesla.
Right up.
This guy was driving a Tesla in Germany.
Yeah.
Guy was driving a Tesla. Decided to take a nap. Put his car in autopilot.
Him dead.
No, actually, his vehicle actually ended up in a 10-minute police chase. So the police were chasing this guy.
And
pull over. This guy's sleeping with his eyes closed. Vehicle on autopilot.
My man really needed to sleep.
I mean, it's just an example of how technology, to some degree, will, and that's that happened yesterday.
Yeah,
you know that's
sounds like
we are moving to a place.
Yeah.
And the Tesla was, I guess, I don't know exactly what happened, but for whatever reason, it was ignoring stoplights and everything because it was being chased.
Okay, so
the AI in the car was just like, hold on,
this is a great point.
I'm gonna keep going.
And
that's kind of weird.
I think that is very weird, and I'm glad you brought that up because get this, Arby. We talked about Andrew Tate. We talked about AI here. So Andrew Tate was one to say that he believes a lot of the electric car revolution is also about technology control. So meaning if you use these high-tech cars like Tesla and so on, and we're way in the future where everybody's no longer using the German V8s.
Yeah.
I love German V8s. But if you're no longer doing that and someone wants to stop you, look at the trucker convoy, right? You want to shut down people's bank accounts. If you're in your car or quarantined for COVID or whatever, and government says, hey, listen, we're disabling all people's cars right now. You can't go anywhere. Right. Boom, touch of a button.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere. Also, where are you right now? What's your car doing right now?
Exactly. Like everyone.
Where did you go? Who do you see? Yeah. What do you do? What do you say when you're in your car?
Yeah.
Like everything is watchable. Like you seen Fast and the Furious, the Eye of God, this whole thing where the camera, it's basically access to all the world's security cameras at once. So you can tune into anything to find anyone. So that shit probably very well exists. I would assume. But with this, you're getting to a point, not only can people just, control you to a degree, but it's complete and utter fucking tyranny down the road. If everything revolves around technology, the corruption, the power that you're assigning to people is fucking crazy. Because who controls that and who can hack into that? Yeah. You're saying a police chase. What happens if I'm a fucking hacker and I'm like, I'm gonna make this guy's car fucking run from the cops?
Yeah.
And you have no control, and now the cops shoot you.
So there's gonna be some real hurdles to overcome. There's gonna be some real ones. You're gonna have a robot dog chasing you faster than the fucking.
Talking about hurdles to overcome. Let's talk about 2022 hurdles.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know if
I'm
that's
not unwrapping that one.
Merry Christmas. No, I don't think
take a
that's
peek, though.
yeah.
Over there.
No,
I'll take a peek.
I was referring more to shit. You know what? I'm gonna
Does it screw on and off?
Take it
Like,
back.
how does it work?
In the future, it will.
It's
okay. We're
You'll be
gonna
able to
edit
go-
this one out, Josh.
No,
this
you
feature is
edit it
a
out. You go
fucking
back and
scary
forth.
thing,
All right,
man.
great.
You go back and forth.
Yeah, it'll be the future.
I feel like taking today.
Yeah, 100%.
Tomorrow, I feel like
oh,
giving it.
100%. The sex robots are coming too, full force.
I
real
can't
soon.
wait. I'll finally have a date.
I think that's also gonna ruin the lives of many people. But it's gonna be pretty
it's
cool.
going to save a lot of these incels that are sitting at home beating it off. To
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna.
Guns and Tits
It's a sure
magazine.
way to make them crazier than you think. But
Can they get any crazier?
well, probably.
Crime's just getting out of hand. Everything's just getting amplified.
Look, but young men.
Everything
This
getting
is a good point.
amplified.
Young men who are lonely and do not have a purpose and feel women don't respect them or pay attention to them because they say something like 4% of the men are getting 90% of the women.
I hate to say this. I'm bringing this back to Tate, but go on.
4% of the men are getting 90% of the attention of the women. So what does that mean? How many? I don't know if that's an exact. Yeah, so I don't know if that's exact, but it's close to that.
It's close, I'm sure.
And honestly, I feel like that leaves a lot of angry, confused men who don't know what to do with themselves. And they say societies that have bucket loads of these men end up fucking turning up on their side. And you have people who end up doing wrong things. Yeah. And I'm not looking forward to that.
Fair enough. Me neither. I don't understand. Freaky. See, guys, you're listening.
Yeah, ChatGPT. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Just got to make sure it's recording.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. On that note, I did read, recently that Gen Z right now is
What's Gen Z? Sorry, is that us? No,
No, fuck
that-
no,
no,
it's not
no,
us.
younger,
You're like
younger.
Gen 1.
I'm right in
You're
between
Gen
the
A.
millennial
You're
and whatever's
60s.
after.
It's
baby.
Harvey's Gen 8.
60s. I was born in the 50s.
sorry.
bro.
No, Gen Z.
Willie Nelson.
Gen Z, I believe, is in the last 10,
Let's
20 years.
make sure that
Well,
Josh
Gen
is
Z?
going to yell it
Yeah,
at you.
yeah, Gen Z. Anyway,
That is 1997 to 2012.
cool. So yeah,
So what's
Last
the current?
25
What's the
years.
current gen then?
we were Generation
What's
X.
after Z?
Oh, the
No,
current?
X was
Well,
yeah,
it's
like
to
they're
now.
millennial.
No, it's
right?
not to now. That's
It's
to
not to now?
2012.
Oh, to 2012. What's now?
Let's
Josh,
find
what's
out.
now?
So now would be 2020 and
Yeah, but it's
after?
Generation
Like
Z.
whoever's-
Like you're done the alphabet. Alpha apparently is now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now we're
real
restarting.
alpha's
Yeah, we're right
coming
back to the
around.
beginning.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh, Gen Alpha.
Yeah, I'm offended. You
And
sneezed.
I
Yeah.
do
Alpha
feel
for
what I
me.
do agree with Tate is that the current gens, even Z and possibly before that, are soft. Like we're not seeing hardship in our life.
I mean, a good thing a nice thing, I guess. I don't even know. We could take this so many different ways, but I did read that Gen Z is a lot less likely to engage in drugs, sex, and alcohol than previous generations.
Yeah,
Which-
I saw you
which-
mention that,
which-
and I
which
was like,
is-
is that true?
The alcohol
And-
is
and
Kind
yeah.
of hard to believe.
Which is because they are more antisocial culture than we were before. They don't find themselves in these sort of unorganized social constructs where, I remember, house parties and stuff like that, and that's where shit would go down.
Yeah.
And these guys really keep to themselves. They keep to their phones. They keep
They
to
don't
whatever.
know anybody, basically.
They don't know anybody, and all of their relationships
They don't really
are
care to be
digital.
social,
Yeah.
Care about the
So
lights.
in that way, there is
all that matters.
lower sex, drugs, alcohol, which to some degree could be a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know. I don't know.
I agree with you that it's nice to hear that maybe certain drugs are down, but I would say that there's probably a lot of reasons for why the drugs are down besides just it being about digital not getting out. It could be a lot of drugs overdoses are at an all-time high. So I don't know, maybe not with those generations, but I'm also hearing suicides among those generations are at an all-time high.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing it with drugs, you're doing it with just fucking a belt in your closet, which is pretty horrendous.
That's fair.
Because of depression and the loneliness, right? Loneliness is an epidemic. They're saying loneliness is going to be like one of the biggest fucking multi-billion, even $1 trillion industry in the future.
So there's the other side of it then.
Yeah.
That's the flip of the coin.
Marriage is down. Kids are down.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
I even seen something, referring back to what we were talking to, that women are more likely to end up single.
People upstairs are pissed.
in their 30s and 40s than ever before. Like they're not interested.
They don't need a guy.
They're not about it. They're not interested.
What do you need a guy for?
Independent.
Money and sperm for a kid.
Yeah.
Sperm you could do without a kid. Money,
well, that's what he said. The thing was like the moment you need a guy when you do need a man though, right? What happens during war? What happens during building? What happens during any of that shit? And Tate makes that. I'm sorry to quote him. I'm not trying to like be a. But it's true. Like men are needed during hard times, and the moment the hard times come, the feminist stuff kind of falls off. And I'm not saying that we're not equal. I'm just saying that's
you
where
go to
men.
The military, this, that, but there's women in the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, not anywhere remotely close to the same degree. And women also aren't allowed to be Navy SEALs and things like that. Like those elite tactical teams, I don't believe have females in them.
Yeah, but war these days isn't what it used to be. You're not buckling up and going.
Say that to the folks in Russia and Ukraine.
Well, that's a different one. I know.
I'm just saying, like,
yeah. Well, you think
maybe between China and the U.S. it's not like that.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be like those. You press a fucking pen or something, and
look, at the end of the day, when shit gets ugly,
like
war comes to you, and if it does, if bombs get dropped, who rebuilds this shit, right?
What do you 2022? That was a big one. That was probably the biggest event.
Ukraine.
Yeah,
I mean, because COVID, big you can't say COVID was 2022 by any means. It started back.
It's still kind of lingering.
It's still around. Is it?
We're lucky here.
Is it? The flu's been here for centuries.
Yeah, well, Asian countries, though, I mean, whether COVID's a thing or not, the restrictions are suffocating a lot of countries.
Oh, for sure they are, yeah.
Less.
I've seen a lot of things about China that I don't know if I'm misinterpreting what I see on these clips of these little fucking prison trailers that people get their food fucking brought to.
Dude, it's like
insane.
It's crazy.
It's insane what they're going
in the airport. They put you in these little fucking
stuff.
Star Wars like shuttles where
if you test positive, they just come with a fucking
and they just whip you through the airport. You don't talk to anybody. Yeah.
Get out!
I swear, man. At least that's what it appears to be on the internet.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what we're seeing.
I don't know exactly. I don't know what.
Unless these guys are paying for VIP service in the airport, they're saying it's COVID.
Skip the lines.
Yeah, but like
Sunwing.
I'll tell you this.
What do you mean it's delayed?
about China and whatnot. I heard some very interesting things about TikTok in China. I don't know if they have their own version of TikTok, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
And it's way more intelligence inducing than.
And apparently it's limited. It has time limited consumption.
Yeah.
So it shuts off automatically after like an hour of consumption.
After you're using it for so long.
After you've used it for more than an hour, it will not allow you to control it.
Do something else, go play outside.
Well, yeah, because
but the government
you can say, why is the government controlling
what I'm watching?
Well, that's communism. Right?
There's nothing. You can't do anything to win. The government controls you. Why is the government controlling the content I watch? The government's not.
No.
Why doesn't somebody step in?
That's not true. That's not true. Because look, I would look at it like this. I see your point, and believe me, I'm very anti-government. But I would say if you have multiple different organizations that are able to study some data and say, clearly the data shows by consuming X amount of this, it's unhealthy. It leads to blah, blah, blah. Just like a drug. Just like a drug. Like scientists and doctors are able to say, hey, if you consume this, it's toxic, it's bad for you.
There's always
That's not the government that's telling you that. That's science that's been peer reviewed. So if it's peer reviewed and not just the government deciding when you use TikTok, I'm saying, where does that? Where does that put you?
I get that, and you're
like
right.
The government listening to scientists.
There is still two sides, which is also, they're going to filter any information at all that they want you to see. They're going to basically brainwash you into thinking a very specific way. So that's
the
nice
argument.
That they're going to say, okay,
you know what,
hey guys, don't spend too much time on TikTok today. But at the same time, they're going to say, what the information that you're going to see is the only and utmost truth, and nothing else exists. And you're not going to have access to any other information because they're going to, control that.
That's the whole argument with media and stuff too, right?
It's great that but at the same time, it's just
but they do that here too.
Acquiring
They
information.
do it here. They just feed you with fucking dancing idiots all day long.
Yeah, it's all 16-year-old half-naked girls dancing.
Yeah.
But I
fight
can,
videos, police pullover
here.
videos.
I'd like to think that I'm more than likely, able to open
Still the Chinese government who are dictating.
I can open
Correct.
I
But
can
they're
open
not
a
doing
search
that to their own people.
and search something and get some sort of answer. I could find.
Yeah, they limit you over there.
It's so limited.
Yes.
It's
Yeah, that
so
I agree.
controlled.
I agree with
The
that.
information that you're going to find and that you're going to
misinterpreting
see.
my point, because I'm not saying that what China does is China's,
They have a better version of TikTok.
What I'm saying is it would be nice to feel like there was some limit to consumption of social media, which we know now
I agree with that.
has been seemingly proven with
I agree with that.
many different opinions now, how unhealthy it can be for like nonstop consumption.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, how do you got to do something about that? Even video games, like to some degree, these kids who live at like a fucking, what do you call those, internet cafes for like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that have died at the computer, like literally because they don't stop playing. And I feel like that's an addiction, just like the casino, just like.
And then
the
from
bottle.
there, you could hop right back into AI and where are we going to go from there? It's like VR.
Well, AI is already dictating
AI, VR,
what you see
where
on
are we
your
gonna
phone.
Go? Are we going to
That's a whole world I just can't wrap my head around.
Yeah.
VR and all that.
The gaming and stuff, like 30, 40, 50-year-old grown men just spending 9, 10, 12 hours just playing video games. I can't wrap my head around that. Like, no offense if you guys do.
You might offend Josh.
I'm probably going to offend 80% of people that are listening to this.
No, hey, listen, I don't think gaming is big, but there's plenty of people who don't do it.
Playing video games and like headset and, getting really into it. I just there's got to be more productive things you could do with your life than that,
For sure. Well, I guess that's all comes down to the individual. I think it's all like what I guess the analysis to me is like, what are you suffering negative consequences that are clearly negative, but you continue the behavior? Mm-hmm. So like, is your family
correct?
Not
is it
talking to you
job?
anymore? Is your health suffering?
Yeah. Is your wife?
Those say they're typical addiction type things, right? And if it is, then no matter what the activity is, it can be bad. But I don't think gaming is inherently bad at all. It can do a lot of good things. I just think people that abuse
if it's a majority of your life, yeah.
But especially if you
anything can
alone.
be like that. The gym can be
100%.
like that.
Yeah.
So that's
like an addiction, right?
Right.
If addiction can get in the way.
100%.
But
start with just a scream into the microphone.
They call the cops upstairs. We don't know what's going on, but we heard something about
Chewbacca's having a seizure downstairs.
And Punjabi MC.
2022.
Yeah, 2022. So we were talking about a lot of AI and Mr. Tate and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's
what
get
is
down
it,
to
Dan,
it.
think about 2022. Tell me. Biggest, 365 days. What was the most sort of consuming event in that time for you in the last year?
The consuming event.
Yeah, like what fucking took a lot of your attention? What took a lot of your energy? What was going on in the world that you were like?
I think so. 2022 for me, I got COVID in 2022.
Yeah,
and when I got COVID, I was surprised. That's when I found out. Okay, COVID is something.
Yeah.
It's not
first set in okay,
it
shit,
rough.
it's real.
It was weird and rough, and I was like, okay. And I'm not gonna lie, when I had it, I was a little bit scared at times. I was like, oh, where does it go from here? Is it gonna get worse?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people had heart issues too. Like a lot of fucking people had heart problems this year. Like all around me, family members,
There's tons.
like
vaccinated.
Athletes. What? Most of them probably. Yeah.
Most of them probably. Yeah.
I think most of them probably are, but even
vaccinated or not, I think COVID just
COVID, and I don't know whether the spike
system.
protein or what, and they're saying the newer strains fuck up your organs even more.
Fuck,
they're fucking engineered by ChatGPT or something, and they really get you.
Yeah,
well, but that was one. It didn't take up my.
They get you.
It didn't take up my whole thing. I think wondering what was going to happen to the economy was a big one too.
Okay, that's
the interest rate, fucking inflation, destruction.
Yeah. It's still happening. It's going to get worse
for me,
from what I understand.
And rental propertyville and all that. That's very painful.
Yeah.
And my own home is a variable rate, which I did not lock in. So shame on me, I guess. What about you? You have a variable on yours?
No, I'm locked in.
Yeah. That's smart of you.
Decent rate.
But when do you renew?
I had to renew at almost the worst time.
Which was when?
November.
Like a year, like this November.
This November that just passed.
Oh, so you're at a nasty rate then right now.
Yeah, I don't know how I got a 0.7% deduction. No, so it was at its highest.
Yeah.
When I was like
0.7 deduction doesn't do much if you're at like 9%.
No, it was 5.59, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable then, I guess,
which
for November.
I thought it's still historically low. If you look at the last 30 years, 5.59 is not bad.
I would disagree there.
Well, it's high if you're looking at the last 3 years, but then I was shopping around, and even my guy, my financial advisor, he's like, you have it till November, whatever it is. He's like, just write it out, because I had a 1.84%.
Oh, yeah, you were living on top of the world. He's like,
yeah, you're 2 months away. He goes, write it out, enjoy this, because if I lock you in on the new rate, it's going to take effect right now.
Yeah.
He goes, so you're gambling pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's not going to go up a lot. If it goes up, it's going to be 0.5 or 0.75, right? And then when it came time to, he's like, you're actually lucky. There's a 0.7 drop. As a loyalty or whatever. That I
are you with
qualify.
a big bank?
Yeah, RBC.
RBC, yeah.
That I didn't qualify for before. So I ended up getting 5.59 less 0.7, so 4.8 something.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I locked it up for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Well, that's not
deal with
bad.
it in 2 years.
Honestly, considering what you could be locked in
The thing I
at.
took a hit on is I have a pre-construction unit that was supposed to be ready. I bought it in February 2020, and I was told it was going to be ready in June or July of 21. That never happened. And then I got a letter or two saying, like, there's a strike, there's supply chain issues, and then the letters just stopped coming, and now we're in 2023.
Building's not being built, you fucked?
I drive by there all the time.
Shit.
So my dad knows about construction. I don't.
The building?
Yeah, might as well. The hard stuff is done. Like, it's a brand new street they have to build, and then it's like 3 townhomes, like 3 building townhomes or whatever. So all the bottom stuff is dug out, and the plumbing and all that's done, which is like the actual buildings take no time to put up. So there is a chance it could complete this summer, but I was waiting on that. Now I'm going to have to like get these new rates when, if it was done a year ago or 2 years ago, I would have got the good rates on it and this and that. So I don't know,
so
man. The whole real estate market's just been there.
So let's fast track.
Harvey told us the whole story.
You know what? Mortgage rates. Mortgage rates are lame.
And I was like, okay, all right, good.
Cool.
Yeah. 2022 events.
That's the
RB.
truth. You asked me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
good
I know.
call.
Yeah.
Real estate market fucked me up.
My real estate market fucked you up. Inflation is real. Are there any other events at all? Like what's happening in the world around you that you've been hearing more than others? Like, is there anything that just kind of sort of consumed
here's
the
thing.
news?
Let me ask you right now. Honestly, you guys, don't give me any horse shit.
No
garbage.
horse shit.
Your stance on global warming in 30 seconds or less.
Fuck that. Come on, man.
No, do you believe in it? Yes or no?
I do.
100%.
I wouldn't say 100%.
Cool.
I don't have a 100% opinion on anything. So I keep myself open.
Can I give you my
change
opinion?
mind.
Yeah, I believe in global warming. I also believe that for the last billions of years that the planet has been here, it's a natural progression that we go through. I mean, there are changes in our climate. And we go from ice age to warming to, cooling. Like it's going to happen with or without us. Do I think we're progressing things with our emissions and shit? Fuck yeah, absolutely. Do I think it's inevitable?
You do believe in it?
It's sure, yeah.
Do you think that's
I
an
do,
agenda
but I
at
also
all?
think that it's always going to happen with or without us.
I think anything that
I think the planet
politicians
is
can jump
always
and
going to
grab
go
on
through.
can be an agenda.
Yeah.
The transgender
Good for
thing,
you.
the gay thing, like everything can be latched on and used as an agenda because they need to win elections.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do agree with that.
Do you have any trans friends?
No, I know a couple of trans people, but not friends.
How do we feel about trans people?
I'm happy if they can come out and be who they are and be happy.
I think it's great. I mean, you want to be
great?
he and you're born a she. Why not? Whatever. Fuck. Bruce Jenner, man. You're the OG, right?
Yeah, that one I'm okay with. It's the ones I'm hearing where it's like, oh, my kid's like identifying as a lion or
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Okay.
where the
Well,
parents are like, oh my God, he's a lion
Is that
now.
considered transgender?
No, but it's
queer.
what is it called?
It's queer to be considered a lion?
Non-binary, queer, whatever. It's just in the LGBT
Non-binary.
like overall category.
Like I'm an
1
asshole
0
if I
1
say your
0.
kid's not a lion. Your
No,
kid-
my kid's
your
a human
fucking
being.
Cute
Yeah,
little boy.
I don't believe in trying to subscribe those identities. Like, I think trans is a real phenomenon where people have some gender dysphoria. Where
Has
they
2022 really been that big, like
just
fucking
don't want
trans?
me to answer.
I think so. Go on.
Huh?
Has it
I
been a
wanna hear
big?
what-
Has
I
it
wanna
been?
hear what
Has
you
it been like a big?
I don't think it's been a big thing. I think maybe pop culture has made it more center staged. I don't know. It's getting. I think it's just being more on a grand stage, and I don't know whether it's just more included into shows.
When
and
I think
stuff
of
like
2022, I think of the Queen dying. I think of the war.
Queen dying, really?
Obviously.
that. Did the Queen die or was she capped?
Oh my god.
Was she dead 17
Either
years
way,
ago?
I'm just thinking. I mean, I think of the war.
Was that a big thing for you, the Queen dying?
in
He sulked for 3 days, didn't talk to anyone.
Yeah, I'm
See,
I'm just
made-
thinking of I'm thinking of big
fucking with
events.
you.
No, I'm not that much, but it makes
He's
he
he does
impact
not
to my
like
life.
he
No,
does
me
not
neither.
like
Me
the
neither.
Oh, really?
No, me
Yeah.
neither. No, it
does not
didn't.
like the monarchy.
I'm
Like if
telling-
I had to,
we're-
if I
we're
had to
doing-
name the
we're
top
do- it's-
5 things
yeah.
of 2022 that
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
Queen, I wouldn't. I was so
But we're
shocked
ju-
that you said
yeah.
that.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
monarchy
she
in
did
general.
that.
Are you
but
pro
it's
or minus?
What?
I have no opinion on it.
Monarchy. Do you like it or not? Do you think it should be a thing?
No, I think it should be done.
Why? Like, and don't give me some drawn out thing, but like, why?
Good question.
I'm not knowledgeable enough to have a comment on it. I just
Well,
think
you
like,
feel that way. You must have some feeling. I just want to know what the feeling you have.
Well,
Is
I
it
mean,
because it's
England itself is not connected to a lot of
It's connected to us.
positive,
big time? Yeah.
positive thing. Well, you guys probably, but like everything I hear, maybe it's just who I'm hearing it from. Like they don't have a good history, so.
Yeah,
like,
but
I mean,
when do you
we
let
are
go
on-
of that? Right?
We're on
We
Queen's
enjoy a
Land
lot
right
of
now,
that.
or King's Land, I guess now. King's Landing.
So I understand. There's a lot of bloodshed in history of almost every.
But I can
once you
appreciate
go back,
that. That's
it's
a part of
fucking
what
mess
was going on
everywhere
200
Yeah.
years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah, we're not. I mean, I don't know what role they have in that mess now, but I do know a lot of people in this day and age benefit from a lot of the things that have happened. Where a lot of people sure did not benefit for a very long time, and I don't think for a second that I'm ignorant to that, but I do think this day and age it existed. It shouldn't be dissolved if it's always existed because some people don't like it. I just don't think that it has the relevance that it used to have.
So do you think
living in
Justin
that-
Trudeau is any better?
What do I think Justin Trudeau's?
Do you think like our government is any better than the UK's structure of governing their people? Like
I think we're very similar, no?
I don't know.
again,
what
we're
you mean.
Queen's Land.
I don't care for Justin Trudeau, and
Right.
you know that. I
I don't think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
So it's,
a
what
good
do you think is
reason.
going to happen? It's coming soon. Election?
the next election? Oh, soon, not soon enough.
Doesn't
Not
he call
soon
it
enough.
whenever he wants to?
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
sort
I
of.
feel
I
like
really
sort
don't
of,
know.
sort of.
I think the
There's
last
some
one he kinda
limitations
did,
to
right?
calling the election,
Yeah.
but yeah, they can call the election, but there's still time frames around
Hmm.
those limits. And with respect to Mr. Trudeau versus the monarch, it's two different things, right? The monarch it's there whether you like it or not. There's a king of England, and he didn't get voted in. That's his royal bloodline. Whereas the folks in the government here, we're supposed to vote for them. And I feel like most people don't give two shits about politics these days, and
also
it's another Gen Z
monarchy
problem.
and Qatar.
Many places,
yeah,
places that don't
They
get
have
the
a king,
same.
Yeah.
One crazy thing about Queen Elizabeth, she's the most photographed person in the world.
Yeah,
all
I didn't
time.
know that.
Of all time. That's kind of
I learned that
interesting
recently, yeah. Well, I mean, she's 150 years old. You'd think a lot of pictures were taken of her.
What does that mean when Justin's going like this?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
I think it means that he doesn't care.
Hat off to her.
No.
Oh,
My hat's off to you, my lady.
My hand's off to you, Queen. Well, thank you. We thank you for your
hey,
service.
she met a lot of fucking gangsters for sure. There's no
Yeah,
question.
no,
She
she's a
was
G.
she was a top
She's
G.
yeah.
Driving a Bugatti.
Yeah. When do you think she like stopped
Giving
real-
up.
Remembering things?
Yeah. No. Like when do you think she just was like, my life
Sorry.
is fucked. I'm
ready to die.
I'm just a reptile now.
Tupac in this bitch.
In the tank, of course, not a reptilian.
I don't know. I think she had a hand in major decisions all the way till her last breath.
I would hope so. What the fuck's the point if you're the queen or king and you don't have
Okay, cool.
Say.
So, who replaced her? King
Charles?
Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charles.
Which
Charlie.
is which is her son.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Not
now
a
we
very
have.
high
Is that all right
approval
with you?
rating.
Huh?
Is that all right with you?
I mean, I think I don't know. I don't know if it's all right with me. I don't know if I really care, to be honest.
Well, that's the truth. Just be real.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't. I really don't know if I give a fuck.
Some people have a fucking strong opinion about this, but the reality is,
yeah.
on our day to day, it does not affect us much. We don't live there.
Right. No, I immediately went because I'm from North America. My mind immediately goes to Biden because that's the most close
King-like person.
King-like, representative that we have.
Yeah.
In our nation.
And I mean, you would think he was older than the Queen.
And I'm thinking Mr. Biden is losing his bonkers.
Well, that's a fact. And what I don't understand,
and that's also scary.
Yeah.
How this guy who's older than arguably the Queen was when she died is stumbling downstairs and giving shout outs to people who have been dead for months and like, hey Mary, nice to see you. Oh no, sir, she's been dead for 3 years. This guy is losing his fucking mind, and he's got his finger on the button.
You can say that about Trump too.
You can't
not
say
really.
that.
Not at this point.
How
He's
so?
He's making
How
mattresses.
so?
But
You want me to research all the gaffes he spoke?
Yeah, I want you to research. Let's compare Biden to
God
Trump.
bless the United States of America.
Oh man, that's
so
China.
many. There's so many quarters. It's not all the quarters. It's their quarters. It's our quarters. Frankly, it's all our quarters.
America
but
needs
that's
a
not gaff.
superhero.
That's
He
just
can't speak.
Yeah, no,
Biden can't speak. He
no
can't speak.
way.
You guys
I
did
disagree.
see Trump in superhero form,
I
right?
promise you, there's
that was
no
that was sexy, right?
comparison.
Was that not? I was kind of sold on it. I was like,
think
okay,
they're
I'll
both
take him as
idiots.
president.
No comparison. No,
Trump
the
was
difference
better,
is you have
entertainment.
the difference is you have goofy, ridiculous things said by Trump, where you have actual gaffes that make zero sense by Biden because he's lost his full train of thought.
Yeah.
The difference is that man's memory
That's
is
concerning.
fading, and he's unable to put together proper sentences. Trump just speaks
But
in
he's
these
been like
ridiculous
that
things
for
all the time.
30 years.
Biden, I think it's gotten worse, but yeah, if you listen to clips from maybe like 15 years ago, he's not nearly as bad. He's getting put down or something. I don't know.
He's getting put down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Take
what's
him to the
going on.
back.
Time for bed, Biden.
Yeah.
Say night night.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think
Or go for a walk.
he won't take a senile test. So there's apparently a test that U.S.
I'm sure he
presidents can
has.
take.
They just don't want.
Is it
to.
the cognitive
publicly-
test? Is it
He
the
gets to choose whether he does that or not, and he won't do
cognitive
it.
test or whatever?
Yeah, so Trump did
Trump
one.
took it. He did amazing. He did amazing.
Yeah.
so
He
right
scored a
about it.
3-year-old.
I had to remember, woman.
Apparently, people were like,
Yeah,
"It doesn't
yeah.
work that way, Trump."
Yeah.
But you just pass.
They
Yes
said
or no.
nobody's passed like I've
yeah.
passed. No one. I'm the greatest.
Yeah, you can't hate on him for that. And he's that's how he rolls.
Mr. Trump, you scored a 6-year-old's.
We love the 6-year-olds, don't we? We love the 6-year-olds.
Told you I was smarter than a 5th grader, huh?
It was
said,
very
no, I'm not 8,
strategic.
I'm 6. I'm 6. We love the 6-year-olds. They looked at me and they said, "You're 6." I said, "Well, yeah."
I'd take him any
Politics.
day over
No,
Biden.
God,
I'm
no.
sorry, man. I would.
Politics. You would take Biden over him?
No, other way around.
Oh, Trump over Biden.
I think Biden's done more good than Trump did.
Biden's not done a thing. He's
Yeah,
a
I
fucking
don't think Biden
puppet.
knows what's going
Well,
on. I think
the first thing that pops up to my head, I'm a
I
little
think the
bit
administration
twisted now.
has done some cool things.
Yeah, it's Biden's administration.
Yeah.
But it's like the infrastructure plan. Like Trump talked about fixing the highways, the bridges, this, that. He talked about it in every campaign he could. He didn't do anything for 4 years. Biden comes in, infrastructure plan. You can see cranes. You can see bridges getting fixed.
Sure,
roads
sure.
getting
They also
I
okay.
disagree with you on that 100%. I think
Obviously.
that's very biased.
I wouldn't
Just
expect
internet
you to.
searches. That's not.
That's also
not
Biden.
fact. Huh?
No, sorry, not Biden. Biden.
No, I think that
Biden put a
I
Muslim
think
ban on countries that didn't,
when you said Biden put a Muslim ban.
No,
Trump.
Biden didn't put a Muslim ban on
Talking about
countries
Muslim
that
bans.
didn't.
Let's talk about Iran. 2022.
Iran.
Big shit.
I walked. I did everything.
Yeah, we talked about this on the last one. You missed out.
Oh, shit,
Arby
sorry.
told a whole story.
Yeah, that
if you had
was a big,
listened to the
big deal.
podcast,
Yeah, sorry guys, I was absent.
there's somebody who's on it.
Iran's a messed up country. There's some good people that come out of there. Good people on both sides. On both sides.
No, but some
There
big
was good
shit.
KKK
Some big
people,
shit went
and there
down.
was good
Yeah,
BLM
in
people.
2022 in Iran. Big shit.
There's always big shit in Iran.
Yeah.
They're for a little country. They're a powerful country. There's some resilient people that live there, and with the good, there's the bad too, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't fuck with Iran.
Yeah. What do you think's happening there now? Because they went through some.
I hope a
pretty
revolution
heavy
happens and they
revolution,
get that radical Islamic
overthrown,
government thrown out.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to, but it needs to.
Yeah.
Like women there, including my mom when we lived there, like they have to wear, I think it's called a chador. Like you can't show hair.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You have to have your head wrapped, stuff like that. Like that's so like, that's one thing I got mad at Andrew Tate for, because I think Afghanistan just passed a law where women can't vote or something like that.
Okay.
And Pierce Morgan, I watched the whole thing. He's trying to be like, will you say that's bad? He's like, oh, what they do is none of my business because it doesn't reflect me. It's like, okay, what can you say that's bad? Oh, it has nothing to do with me, blah, blah. It's like, but you can say what's bad about every other thing that has nothing to do with you, like transgenders and this and that. But you can't put an opinion on this. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where I see the hypocrisy a little bit.
What do you think that's about, though? Like, why would he say that? What's the benefit of him, like, not?
I think he's scared. You can't say something bad about the Islamic culture.
He's a Muslim now.
He's a Muslim now.
That's why. That's why he won't do it. Yeah, that's conflict of interest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
although I haven't heard him talk, I haven't heard him
talk
about his faith at all since that video came out of him converting. I don't know.
Can we address the elephant in the room? And the big 2022 event obviously was the war in Ukraine. Tens of thousands.
Some people say it's not even a war.
Some people say I eat too many chocolate bars or I don't wash my face.
Some people in the Ukraine say it is definitely real and it's a war and their parents died.
It all depends what side you fall on.
So like, it's a real fucking thing that's happening.
I think so.
It's been happening for the better part of the last 6 months. It's been going down.
For the better part of the last 10 years. Russia tried this, I think, in 2013.
Yeah, they tried, but I mean, I think this
What do you mean they tried? They annexed Crimea.
Yeah,
they didn't try. They did it.
Low key. Under the radar.
Do we have any guesses?
Not under the radar. People were pissed about it, huh?
What's going to happen? Are they going to eventually?
Like, yeah.
How does it end?
Thank you. What do you think? What do you think? Thank you. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. How does what's
this?
What does that look like right now?
What's going on?
Yes. Thank you.
They're going to run out of bombs,
Who
tanks,
is going to run out
bodies.
first?
Someone. Well, Ukraine's getting aid from the States, from
I looked at the numbers, and it seems like...
the States.
Yeah, trillions. I somehow think there's something connected to the just dollars being spent on an all-time low in the States, stock market being so depleted. Man. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
what's the matter for you?
Be like... all this money they're sending over there has to be coming from somewhere. It can't just be from the reserve. It's like
it comes from the
something
people's pockets
somehow connected. Yeah,
in the U.S. of A.
So what's going down?
The taxpayer.
But what is the end result? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Is Putin going to take over Ukraine? You think?
I don't think so. No, I think that Putin. I think if I had to make a guess, I think Putin is going to... It's going to be interesting as the months roll into the winter there without the gas situation and the cold temps and everything. Like,
the cold
that definitely like is a serious situation for people in Europe. Like, there's a lot that Russia controls. So I don't know. I think if you really choke off supply, you can start making people wish that Russia just got what they wanted. Whereas
big supply chain just got resolved last week. Russia allowed Ukraine to start shipping out their
grain,
wheats and grain. Not a lot, but I think like a 20% relief or 30% relief.
Get that gluten out.
Yeah, well, that's a huge.
Apparently, gluten is fucking toxic as shit. But apparently,
I don't know about that either.
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know how it ends. I don't know how it ends.
Yeah.
But I think that anything.
Where do you think it's going to go the next year?
Like, is it going to end in 2023?
Yeah, at what point does it end? Do you who ends it?
Listen, if I'm Putin, as long as I'm in power, it's not going to end. You can't pull out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
can't pull out.
Yeah.
I think he could do a lot more to escalate.
I love pulling out.
No, can't pull out.
It's a semi-efficient strategy. Well,
Jesus, take the wheel.
No, in all honesty, I think that it's likely Russia gets some kind of territory, and there's some kind of peace agreement. You saw
peace treaty agreement.
What's his name's little nine-part plan? I think
who
Zelensky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. Put forward something.
But of course, he's very much pro-Ukraine. Obviously, really pro-US of A.
Surprising.
He was hired.
A USND.
Hired by the USND. I don't know. I can tell you that there's been a lot of corruption claims about the Ukraine before this all kicked off. There really has. And whether you want to make fun of Trump for saying it, but really a lot of weird shit went down. And this guy, I'm not hating on him. I don't know enough about it, but I do know he was an actor. He did.
We're talking about
he's done the
comedian,
president.
Yeah.
El Presidente.
Yeah.
I just think that it's too weird. The timing of everything is very interesting.
Really weird, right? Thank you. Yeah.
But
it makes me feel uneasy the whole time.
I do think the U.S. is very strategic about countries they fuck with.
They have to be.
And I think that they do things for a reason. But I think Taiwan is the bigger issue than Ukraine.
That's
people are kind of have slowly forgot about that. One. But if that pops back up, then this is Ukraine times like 10.
Yeah. Can I ask why?
Like legit. Why what? Why that's so serious?
Yeah.
Because it's likely the U.S. and China could actually go to war. And if the U.S. and China...
Why?
Because the U.S. is the one protecting Taiwan to a degree that they're not... Like, with Ukraine,
Taiwan doesn't want to be taken over.
Here's all the guns. No, they don't want to be taken over. They don't want to be forcefully invaded. But
China's
like
openly
said, we'll take you by force. Reunification is going to happen. So if you don't do it, we will take you by force. So you have already said, China has already said... We're going to take it back. Like, you're going to reunify.
Do you think the Russia and Ukraine is a prelude to something bigger?
Not a prelude. I think the U.S. used it as a...
We're just going to kill ourselves.
I think the U.S. Honestly, all this stuff...
Before AI has any chance to take us fucking over.
Listen, first of all...
AI to annihilate ourselves.
Yeah, right. No, you pressed the red button.
You want to hear something interesting about that? I think a lot of the equipment and things that have been sent over to Ukraine is a huge... Like, first of all, who can verify that? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how much of it actually was sent. I
wouldn't say nobody. Nobody at this table.
I don't think there's any valid way for the average person to verify what's going on there.
There's got to be a war weapons dealer that can say,
a war weapons dealer that you can use ChatGPT to look up. No,
hey, we should get it right now. We should get it involved in this podcast. We should get
Josh, you on this?
Mike, set up.
Let's get its own.
I'm on it, guys.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
So I don't know, like Trump was the kind of guy that I feel like would have been like, let him. Who cares? Let's deal with U.S. and things that has to do
let
with
him what?
this
What do
side
you
of
mean
the
let
world.
him?
Let China take over Taiwan.
No, they won't do that. I'll tell you why, though. When you said
this is what I want to get to. Like, what's the issue?
So Taiwan produces, I think it's something like 70%. No, maybe, but they produce about 70% of the chips, the very important chips.
There we go.
I hear Josh
Finally,
typing. I can't get the number.
Lay's.
I
cannot live
ignorant.
without my Lay's
I love
chips.
No, not the chips like
I know.
that.
Oh, not those
I'm
chips?
talking about the silicone,
saline,
the real deal chips. Silicone volley. And we're talking about the high tech chips, and it's got such infrastructure made for that, and the U.S. has such buddy system with them that if China gets that. Not only is that like strategically a big fucking deal, but you're also in charge of like this thing that's going to be in super demand in the future.
Yeah.
And if you can control that, the U.S. is just set back like hugely. Right. So the U.S. does not want that to happen and will not let that happen because they know what it means ultimately. And right now the U.S. gets their fair share of it and China doesn't.
I really want to ask an ignorant question.
Sure.
It's like a super blind, ignorant question. Worst case scenario. China takes over the whole world. States, Australia, everything. How does that impact our lives?
So I think worst case scenario.
They micromanage us?
Worst case scenario. No. They would fail at taking over the whole world. There's no way any country will take over not in this current state, unless there's technology that's introduced that we are unaware of that can somehow make us turn into zombies. But I feel like the reality is you
just want to confirm that you're right on.
Yeah. Oh. I'm
Shout out to Josh.
Thanks.
Once again.
So yeah, anyways, it's I don't even know what I was saying there. Oh, you asked about China taking over the world. What does that mean for us?
Yeah.
How does that affect the three of us?
It means you only get 40 minutes on TikTok per day.
I'm okay with that. I'm currently doing 0.
So it's not so bad, right? Maybe we won't.
I love it. Full circle.
No, but
I'm just trying to understand when people freak out, like this is happening, this is going to take this over, this, that. It's like,
well, you know,
who gives a fuck?
Well, I'll tell you who gives a fuck.
I'm still going to wake up. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to take a shit, clean my ass with a cotton towel, and go to bed.
Truth be told, if we turned into
anything going to disrupt that?
Like, let's just say, fuck the whole world. Let's say Canada got taken over by China.
Oh, well, kind of.
And let's say, like, nobody stood up for us. And
thanks a lot,
Trudeau. He said, Trudeau, you're on your own.
anyway.
People of Canada.
Biden forgot. He didn't know we were friends anymore. And he was like,
what?
aren't they Iceland or something? So, yeah.
Canada, you know, come on, man. It's a country south of us, man. Come on, man. You know this, man.
So, in any case, if that happened to us, my man, it would not go good for us here at all. And I'll tell you why, because I don't think people fully respect the power and the tyranny that goes on in China. And as I think guys alluded to earlier, from what I understand, and I only know a few people in China, I really don't know many, but I have done a fair bit of reading, and it sounds pretty fucking terrible. People like this Jack Ma situation is a great story, right? I don't know. You know Jack Ma?
No.
He's the Alibaba man.
Okay.
All right. So he's the CEO of this company.
Yeah.
You should just look up what happened there. If you don't play ball with the Chinese government, you're done. Like, and it's not like you're done the way we do things here in Canada.
Like you're done,
where your bank account's frozen. No, you'll just disappear until you play ball. And then it's like fucking Hunger Games. You seen what happened to PETA? Have you?
Yeah. Well, this is getting real. Yeah.
But I'm being serious. Now I can't even go to China because I said that. So if they're gonna put me in jail like the basketball player in Russia.
Plus the COVID restrictions. She got
out.
Shigong.
Yeah. She can commit misdemeanors at home now.
Yeah.
In the comfort of her own.
Yeah. Great. So in any case, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want China in control. Communism is not a good thing for us over here in the West. We're not used to that.
No.
Isn't
we
it
don't
already
want that.
aren't we already a communist?
No, I mean,
No.
I'm kidding. I just hear people saying, "No,
trust
Justin
me, you don't
Trudeau
want that
is
shit."
communist.
And if you talk to people who really know communism,
To anyone that's listening, if shit gets bad enough, just kill yourself.
oh my God.
Just
What
fucking
the
kill yourself.
fuck?
Honestly,
you
No.
are the resistance if you're
Don't
watching
do
this.
that.
honestly, man, if you can't find happiness
Don't
in your
do
day-to-day,
that. Stay alive.
fucking see you later.
Don't do that.
That's how I am.
It's horrible, Arby.
I wake up and I'm happy every fucking day. The day I'm not,
Never kill
see you
yourself.
later.
Stay
Do not kill
alive.
yourself.
You guys will
Never.
get a text from me.
Do not do it.
Hey, it's been a blast.
Never worth it to do that.
No,
See you
no,
on the
no,
other
no,
side.
no. Stay positive. Stay
We gotta stay
optimistic.
positive, but
At
if
the
you
end of the
can't-
We gotta
day,
build
we're
the
all.
resistance. You gotta take it
Yeah.
back.
The resistance is love.
The reason I
All
say
right?
that is because
that's
I
the
have so
resistance.
many people surrounding me that
Yeah.
are just feeding this like the world's coming to an end. The world's a terrible place.
It is. It's awful. It's shit. It's gonna
Then
fucking
fucking
end.
leave.
But no.
Did you
but
guys
no,
do
but
watch-
I'm having a fucking
fight
great
back.
life. I'm
Yeah,
having a
exactly.
great
Yeah.
fucking
So,
life.
so am I. Fight back.
We're ignorant to so much.
Ignorance
right?
is bliss.
Sadly, ignorance
Right?
is also
One of my
a
favorite
curse.
quotes of all time.
Yeah.
I'm jumping on the freeway. I'm driving to work, no problem. I go to McDonald's, get my food. I go to Mexico for my vacations. I'm good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only until
The
those
second-
supply chains dry up, though.
Correct. Or the second a government tries to handcuff me and say you're going to do what I do.
What happened during
or you-
pandemic?
What I say.
Did you get a little antsy?
I was okay. I still made the best of it.
Did
Yeah.
you get a little antsy?
I did, but I went and got a couple of pets.
I rest my case.
I enjoyed my time
You
at
had
home.
to buy animals.
No, man. I adapt.
You had to buy
I
animals
adapt.
and gerbils, and I didn't.
And what's wrong with that?
They were disappearing, Arby. I don't know what happened to them.
Look at them. They're my screensaver. They're my cute little buddies now. But like
There was a
you
long,
have to
clear
fucking
tube.
Adapt. You have to survive, man. This whole thing of like people just getting scared and worried about fucking takeover and
No,
this,
I'm
that.
with you. I'm with you, Arby. I'm with you.
Fuck,
I'm
man,
with you
adapt,
on like.
find a way
I'm
to
with you.
smile.
I'm with you
You have to
on.
find a way to
I am
fucking enjoy
definitely
life.
with you.
I suggest
on,
watching Bill Burr videos.
Oh, I love me some Bill Burr.
Yeah, he's good.
Fuck. He goes nuts.
Yeah, he's a guy. I like him. So I'm
Oh,
leaving
shit,
LA.
he's so good.
But aside from that, I do agree. Like, we got to find the shit that's worth it in the world. People are too hung up on
At some point,
negativity, right?
somebody, you have to have that inner strength.
Yeah,
where
you
sit
got to
in
bring some light
and
into
go,
a room.
I don't want to fucking listen.
But you know what? Not listening is not the thing. What you got to do is just be a light. You got to build. You got to bring love into the room. You got to tell people that you know what? Not everybody is caught up in just being this fucking suck of energy. Some people are here to actually add some smiles to your life.
Yeah.
To actually have a little fun.
Good.
And find joy.
I'd like to
'Cause
think
there
that's
is
me.
joy. And you know what? There's good people out there. I promise you there is. You really just got to sit and listen sometimes to cut through the bullshit. We're in a world where social media and news and shit is just fucking down our throats, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
If you tune it out, and a lot of people are wise to that now. They are.
Yeah.
And I think that's that. No,
Yeah.
they really are.
No,
So
you're right,
many
you're
that
right.
aren't.
Dude, but you know what? It's tilting. I gotta say,
it's a slow tilt.
It's a
I've
shift.
seen a huge
There's a
shift.
shift.
I've
There's
seen
a shift.
shift.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
The fucking lamb-basting that took place to people who didn't want a vaccine.
Yeah.
I see. A
Dan, are you
massive-
vaccinated?
No, and I'm not ashamed to say. You can hate on me all you want.
Whether you are or not, I think by now we're all the same.
You can hate me now. Yeah, you can call me an idiot too. I don't give two shits. I make my own choices.
Yeah,
So should you.
exactly. Yes, yes, you should.
Yeah.
You should.
I'm ignorant. I shouldn't get a hospital bed.
The only thing I know
Yeah.
is
Take a look.
What's
Take a
crazy
look.
is how everything that they shun the unvaccinated for is like slowly dropping off. Novak Djokovic was the enemy of the fucking tennis world because he didn't get vaccinated. Actually, no, he lied about getting
I
vaccinated.
did
That's
get
why
vaccinated on my trip
fucked
to
up.
Peru and
Fuck
some other
off.
stuff though.
oh,
There is some stuff you need to
That's
get
called
vaccinated
ayahuasca.
for because you can't go to the country. Like you can't get into a lot of African
Yeah.
countries
I got
if
like
you don't have
I got like hepatitis and shit.
So why did COVID?
Oh,
be
yeah.
such
Why was that such a big one for people?
Yeah.
I think because the mandates. It's never been
Because
such
people
a mandate.
told you you have to.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Fuck you, I'm not doing
it was
it.
it was
couldn't
it was a
question it. You
global
couldn't question
pandemic.
it, right?
It was
You
a
couldn't question it.
It was
wasn't
a little bit weird. You have
it
to
wasn't
show
isolated.
your
It wasn't
vaccination.
just for us.
Very
It wasn't just
polarizing.
for you guys. It was global. It was a global pandemic.
No, I agree. It
So
was
everybody across
looking
the
back,
board
like,
was
yeah.
sort of like all of these health, you know, what is it?
World Health Organization,
yeah,
WHO.
Yeah, WHO. It was
I hate the other.
everyone.
Such a goof.
Everyone gets vaccinated. Like this is the only way out of this is if we do this.
And that's wrong.
And
You clearly know
it was
that
it was very much wrong. And you know there were people then that were saying, "Whoa, this is fucked up," and there are people now that were agreeing then and now are saying, shit, yeah, we kind of fucked up. You know, like that wasn't the route to go.
I don't think you're right or
And-
wrong to get vaccinated. I just think it was the individual's choice, and the government never
Yeah,
should
I
have
agree
stepped
with
in.
you.
I'll
I agree
never
with you.
be like, I don't like
Yeah.
it.
It
because
should have
No,
just
never.
been.
chose this or
Never,
That's right.
never,
And-
never.
and
However,
nobody
if I had to do
should-
it again,
Nobody should have been scrutinized
get vaccinated
for their
again.
choice ever.
And that's no shame in that.
only
Yeah.
because of what I
until
went
you
through.
drop dead.
Well, yeah.
From the vaccine.
But
No.
I did it so that I could travel, go into restaurants
Yeah,
and this
I
and
get
that.
that,
It's
yeah.
like the worst thing like
I
you
agree.
could do. But
I
I
just
did
hopped
it,
on
and the
private plane.
memories that I got from going to Mexico and this and that. I don't have the money to take private planes, or I would have. That's the other thing.
gotta start
Fucking
hanging
rich
out with
people get
Cobra
away-
Tate.
get
Fucking
away
rich
with
people.
Fucking everything, man.
God.
Cobra
Yeah.
Tate makes a good
Drake
point.
has a fucking plane. He would just take his team to Barbados. Like, see you later, COVID.
Yo, what about Will Smith
We're gone for a month.
slapping Chris Rock in the face? Come on. Can we talk
Yeah,
about
that's
that?
a good one.
You want to
Let's
talk about that?
one.
Sure. What
Can
do
we,
you
can
want
we
to
talk
know?
about that real?
Well,
It's
What
like
side do you
old
fall on?
news, but what
side
do
do
I
you
What
fall
side
on?
do I fit?
We're wrapping
Sure, no
2020
problem.
up.
That's
right?
fine.
So,
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Sure,
I like it.
that's fine.
yeah.
What side do I fall on? I don't think he should have slapped him.
100%.
I agree. 100%. He should not have slapped the
completely
guy.
unprofessional.
That is inappropriate.
At first,
It's-
I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I had a
It was
reaction in my
light-skinned
head that
on
was kind of
dark-skinned
like, oh
crime.
shit, this man is
Whoa,
serious.
Whoa.
I honestly, it was like Will Smith like gave him a defos, and I was like that.
I feel
I
like
think it
Will
was a
Smith
little
was still in character
bitch
of
move.
his last movie, King
King Richard.
King Richard. I think he was still
I
in
haven't seen
character or something, and something just.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what was going on with Will.
it
I
was like
listened
a
to
trigger
I
for
listened to
him
him
or
talk
something,
about
I
it
don't
quite
know.
a bit afterwards.
He doesn't sound genuine, in my opinion, in his apology.
No, in his
doesn't
apology,
sound
no, but he was
authentic.
emotional as shit after. I think he realized
I
how
watched a
much
couple
of
of-
a
An
fuck
actor.
up that
I
was.
watched a couple of podcasts.
I like
that-
Will Smith. I think he made a
I
big
like Will
mistake.
Smith
though.
too.
I think he made a big
I,
mistake.
I think he knows that.
But what do
and
you do? Well, how do you fix that?
How do you fix that? Is you're like, yo, I fucked up. That
He
was a
said
big
that now,
mistake.
but
Yeah,
you're
I
like, he's
mean,
not
He did. He
genuine.
did say it.
So what are you supposed to do?
The thing
I
that
don't
he
know.
can't say
yeah.
is come out and say I had a ton of fucking built up anger.
Yeah,
from my
exactly.
asshole
Thank
wife.
you. Thank you.
Right?
Oh,
Thank
well, he
you.
didn't say my asshole wife, but
No,
he said.
but yeah, there could be that level of
he did
authenticity,
come out and
truth
say,
come out
man,
and
when
be like,
you're at a point where you're just like, Denzel. Oh, when you're on the top, the devil
Dude,
comes
I
for you,
I
and
think
it's
he
true.
didn't have
But
a time to process that entanglement shit the year before.
yeah.
I also think people like that
a
don't
good point.
always live
Dude,
in the real
she came
world.
out on live TV and said I had an entanglement, and
Yeah.
you could see he got punched in
What
the
does that
face.
mean?
She
had an
fucked
entang-
August
She had an
Alsina
affair.
or whatever.
Entanglement
She
is
had
what
an
she
affair.
called it.
She had an
When you
affair.
fall on
He's like,
someone's dick,
You
you
guys slept
entangled
together.
yourself.
He's like, it was an She said it was an entanglement. He's like, so y'all fucked, or not verbatim, but I think
So
he
y'all
never had a chance
fucked.
They had
to
this on her
process
show.
that.
What's it called? Red
Red
Table or
Table,
something?
Red Talk
and they
or
talked
something.
about it. How awkward
I
is
think
that?
that's what it was.
And then the kids are watching it. They're like, oh,
well, when
great.
she said that,
I knew it.
You could
I
see
told you, Mom,
that's
but-
a genuine moment. Like he was
cheesed.
He was punched in the face, and ever since that moment, I think it was just eating up inside of him, and he's like, unconsciously, someone's gonna get it.
Somebody got
Somebody
the
gonna
But
get it.
then he defends his wife for it. So, like that's
but
kind of a weird
that's-
irony there.
Somebody's
I mean-
gonna get it because he's too chicken shit to blast
Obviously,
her.
yeah.
Maybe he issued one to her too. You don't know that.
I mean,
You never know.
we project, right?
Because she was like,
He's been
apparently
married for
she
a long
was
time.
like,
They have a cute family. Like I can't talk shit on that.
I love Will Smith.
That was just.
I love him too.
That's
I
not
love Will
his
He's
big
Smith.
great.
I'm a big
He's
fan.
made
I
some
love
great
Chris
work.
Rock.
I love Chris Rock
too.
I
Big
really
fan.
didn't want to see Will do that. He's one of my
I didn't
favorite
like that
you
either.
can't
I
so
didn't like.
fucking
No, it was.
so
It was.
happy,
Yeah, I
like,
felt it. I felt it in my
Dude, I
stomach.
grew
man.
up with Fresh Prince, and even
Yeah.
before that, when he was
Yeah.
a rapper, like
Yeah.
I grew up with Will Smith. It
Yeah.
hurt
I think
me to
we
see
all
him
grew
do
up
that.
with
Yeah.
Willie.
Yeah. That was.
Bill
That was it.
Cosby on the other hand, it didn't like. I was like, that
He had it coming.
motherfucker.
Dropping
Yo,
that
he's
Spanish
putting
fly
out
left,
a-
right, and
he's
center.
putting out a stand-up comedy show
A
together.
Christmas album.
Watch out! Don't make sure you have caps on your drinks if you go to
Live
that
at the
bad boy, huh?
Scotiabank Arena.
He knows.
Bill
He knows
Cosby.
what to do. that guy.
What else we got? Did we finish the Will Smith talk?
I think so. We understand. We were all on the same team there.
What
He fucked up.
about
That was a bad
2022?
move.
Something else.
What was on your list?
Got some things.
Clear through it. Let's
I
go.
don't want to talk about that. I'm gonna skip that one.
Pro life. Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one.
We punched a bunch.
Yeah.
Travel, shit show, world population exceeding, Mar-a-Lago raid.
Nope.
Josh, you got any things we should have a say on?
Official Congress report on
say?
UFOs.
That one.
Well, that was a big one. Yeah,
That was a big
except
one.
it was
That was
as
a big
fucking
one.
anticlimactic as
Yeah,
shit.
as
still don't believe
every
it.
year, every few years, they come out with this massive release of like, hey, we're going to check you with all of these.
I've gone down that rabbit hole, Justin, so
Man.
hard.
Oh, we got a good
I've
one
spent
for entertainment.
countless hours, man. Countless.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the most recent thing that I've come up with is
Tell
that
me.
it is so complex, that issue. Honestly, it really is. The further you dive, the more like you start getting very like bizarre counter stories on every side of it. You're like, it is such a mess that they've done this purposely that it becomes almost impossible to know anything. And I feel like that's what's happened with COVID and stuff. These issues where like there's the information is just littered with disinformation purposely. And how are you supposed to start knowing what's right or wrong anymore and what's real and what's fake? All I know is there's clearly shit that goes on. Don't know what the answers are. But a lot of the players that are involved in it that they put up there, like, what's that fucking guy's name? Lou? Yeah, that guy. He's got some very interesting,
Alessandro.
interesting like history there where he claimed to not be involved in certain things and other things. He's come out and said he worked for the Pentagon and done all these things, but everything's got a fucking spin and agenda on it is what I'm saying. And I feel like, holy shit, dude, I've like spent way too much
Okay, 2023. Are we gonna get aliens?
No. Got one right here.
They're already here.
That's the only alien we're gonna see.
They're already here. Yeah, I think.
No,
you're right,
Josh
yeah.
has seen some in his dreams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck, man. Yeah.
I hope I don't.
I think you're right.
really want to be abducted. I'm gonna be
You
honest.
don't want to be abducted?
Nah,
I kind of want to be.
I'd like to see one, but I don't want to be abducted.
I don't know what
I don't give a
abducted
fuck.
I'm
means.
pretty
If
sure that
abducted means like
Hey, that means taken against your will by aliens.
that sounds okay. I mean,
bro, you'd be
I'm not gonna
traumatized.
lie. That's
You'd
I mean,
be
hey, what
talking
if
like Joe Biden.
what if aliens
Honestly,
are better than humans?
If it really happens,
Cool,
They
I'll be
wouldn't
abducted.
abduct you then. They
What?
wouldn't abduct you.
if it really happens, you might get fucked up. Like you see
Sure,
the movies, it's a guy
that's
sitting
great.
with a hood up in a bar,
I
and
get
he's
it.
like,
No, I
all
get it. I
fucked
get it. I'm
up
just
and
saying.
getting
I'm
fucked
just
up.
saying. At the
Exactly
end
what
of the
it would
day,
be like.
I'm just saying. At the end of the day,
It might
human beings.
actually. Yeah.
Just saying,
Fuck to
human
him.
beings right now are not that promising.
Do you think it's gonna
So
be like
if
you know, the movie
aliens
Signs?
may have like,
You know the
what
movie
if
Signs?
aliens?
He's
only-
really
like that?
Hey, hear me out.
He's
hear me
going
out.
right now. Listen, he really wants to tell us.
Hear me out. Hear me out. What if
Give it to
aliens?
me.
What if aliens abduct us because they're saving us from human beings?
No,
I'm down.
no.
Hey, right?
Take
No
me to the
abductions
So
are
box
saving.
abduct me.
full of Bugattis and tens.
That's what I'm saying. We got Bugatti spaceships over there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not buying it.
I'm just saying.
Are
I
you?
don't
Do you
know.
buy cattle mutilations? Have you heard about that?
What the fuck is that?
You know, and that's where like the animals are like mutilated with very bizarre things, and there's no reason for it. Like
I heard about that.
They're like
Oh,
their
they're, like,
rectums are
racked on
removed, their
top of each
hearts
other
like,
and shit.
surgically like
Yeah, that's weird shit.
It is weird shit.
That's really weird.
Very
shit.
bizarre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's out of my realm. I can't.
That's fair
wrap my
enough.
head around it.
What about you? Do you heard about any of that? You read about any
Yeah,
of
of course.
Timmins, you seen any of that?
Timmins, Ontario. Shout out to Timmins.
The Great North.
It's unexplainable.
Unexplainable. Yeah.
It's unexplainable.
Well, I can tell you, if
what
someone's
to tell
going
you
around
about
there
it.
cutting up cows with fucking laser cutters and shit,
Yeah.
that man is fucking mad.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's a history of fucking guys going around killing dogs, cats,
Yeah, but
mutilating
not
them
like
and
this. No, not pulling out rectums and tongues of fucking cattle.
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him.
Yeah, not spilling drops of blood where fucking radiation is fucking not preventing the cow from decomposing. Like, there's some fucking... Like, if people don't believe in this shit, these skeptics, I'm like, I get it. I don't have the answers, but I'll tell you, there is some very peculiar...
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
Nah. I don't.
I want to end this off on a big note.
Yeah.
Big dick energy.
Big, meaty.
Pete Davidson, was he the winner of 2022?
I don't know, man. I think
I
he
don't know about
dated the
that.
devil there.
Devil and Brado.
that supermodel?
The one with the big bum.
What's her name? Something Andronovich?
Her name is
Or are you talking about my people?
Smart Smashing.
Don't go there with my people.
Katie Kim Corian.
Yeah.
That's my girl. Shout out, Kim. I'm single.
Oh, yes.
Let's date.
I'm a
Kardashian.
Corgian. Yeah.
Corgi. I'm a Corgian.
Well, that's a
I'm
corgi
a
in the bucket,
corgi, and I have a
though.
corgi.
Like, I know
I
he
know
got
you.
butthurt about it, but he's dated some high-profile
Yeah,
hot
some
girls.
some
Yeah.
11s.
Is it because he's got a big donkey dick?
I don't
Like,
think so.
That's what the
no,
rumor is.
No, they like small ones.
I think
Then
they
how
keep
do
everything
I
intact.
Not have a
Huh?
bunch of tens.
I'm embarrassed.
Look at this thing. It looks like a miniature Bugatti.
I got a corgi in my pants.
No, but what do we think? What do we think?
I don't
'Cause
know.
I
I
don't
think
find
that
him
was-
necessarily like talented, hilariously funny. I don't know how he got onto Saturday Night Live. Like, I mean, I like him, but
I haven't found most of Kim Kardashian's.
I'm talking about Pete Davidson.
Okay.
Let go of the butt.
Okay.
Out of the whole Saturday Night Live,
I let go of it. I'm done with this
out of
conversation.
the whole Saturday Night Live cast, I found him to be.
I don't
like
watch
at the
Saturday Night
bottom
Live
end.
anymore,
Oh,
man.
no?
You know what?
I like
it. I get clips online, the Donald Trump impressions.
Oh, the Donald Trump impression
and
guy.
like
I don't know
stuff
his
like
name,
that
but
is
he
great.
the
I know
best.
he is great.
The
I agree,
best.
but I feel like in general, Saturday Night Live used to be so much better.
It's soft.
When was your favorite Saturday Night Live?
Probably like 15 years ago,
90s.
20 years ago.
90s,
Who were-
man. 90s.
Yeah, like
Well,
Adam Sandler,
okay,
Michael
well,
Adam
sure,
Short,
Sandler
if you go that
days.
far,
David
but
Spade.
Oh,
you
dude,
really
those
remember
guys,
that
those-
much,
That's
though?
untouchable. That's untouchable.
You
for
have
me.
to look up clips. You can't even remember those skits.
No,
like when-
I don't necessarily
Hartman?
remember
When, like, in
that.
Living
But I mean, I
Color.
don't remember
Phil
last.
Hartman.
I don't remember last week's Saturday Night Live either.
Listen, I think we were more like the Norm Macdonald days and stuff like that.
I like
the-
Norm Macdonald.
yeah, I think
Rest in peace.
you can say a lot. There's
No,
been
I
some
think they were a lot
legends on
better.
it. Chris Farley was the man.
Chris Farley,
And David Spade.
Will Ferrell.
David Spade was good.
It
Will
just wasn't
Ferrell,
that good. No,
even
it just
Jimmy
wasn't that
Fallon
good.
days
Sorry,
when
Dave.
he was in that
Couldn't keep a
world,
straight
like
face to save his life.
yeah, but that was the
with Will
best. That was
Ferrell and
his.
stuff.
When he
That
used
was
to do
his
the
jam.
fucking-
Like all of those,
yeah.
like
Right?
yeah,
Wasn't he in
we're
part
in
of
a
that or
different time.
something?
Now it sucks. When it comes to our guy Davidson,
Yeah.
do I think he's struck gold? Yeah, I think he might
How
be
has he
sort of
become
a
like Hollywood's golden boy?
I don't
Everybody
think
wants
he-
to work
I don't-
with
I
him.
don't
Hollywood's
even
golden
think
boy. I don't
that's
think
what it is.
that's true.
I think if you date one
He's
hot
not
chick,
even worth much.
I think if you date
Do you
one
think
hot
you
chick,
get a little more money from?
have you ever
Kimmy?
dated a hot chick?
Yeah.
Only uglies. Sorry,
Because if you've ever dated a hot chick,
this is RBI.
what happens is that there's another hot
Yeah,
chick
I
that
know
wants to
you've
date
had
you.
A few hot.
That's literally,
It's
it just
tough to
happens.
answer.
It just happens
They're on my
naturally.
they watch
And no,
this,
I'm
like,
just
"Motherfucker
saying.
said
I'm
I
just
wasn't
saying. If
hot."
you date a hot girl,
Yes.
there's another hot girl that sees you dating a hot girl.
Yeah.
That now wants you.
Okay.
Supposedly.
So it's just like a thing that happened. I don't
Is
even
that
think.
actually a
I don't
thing?
think it's
I don't- I don't
definitely
know. That's
100%
supposedly a
thing.
thing.
I don't
It's-
know.
I-
I've tried to
know.
dissect that. I don't
No,
know if
it's
that's actually a thing.
100% a thing. It's not even. It's
not
not even
buying it?
Pete Davidson. That's the attraction.
I think there are people that are into that, but I don't think it works for everyone. I don't think it's a generic. I think it's. I think you're right.
Only
I do
because
think
it's
it does
Hollywood,
work.
it might happen.
Yeah,
I-
in
yeah,
Hollywood
I
it
think
probably
who
happens
is
all
that?
the time.
I need to
yeah,
get with
I think
that.
it-
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
I
Hollywood.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Now, I can
think
tell
in
you
real
walking
life,
down the
day
street,
to
it
day
doesn't
as
work
well.
all the
It's
time.
not Pete Davidson that they're after. They're saying, why is that girl dating him? And then that's what,
It's hard.
sparks
It's
the
hard to
interest
land
in other
a
women's
9 or a 10.
interests.
these
Are you
days.
dating? Never heard much about your dating.
I get
no,
some ass.
I'm not looking particularly
Only
hard.
for wealthy women.
I wouldn't mind. Do you have any in mind? No, I'm not like out there looking. I will eventually, but it's just I'm not interested.
You're done with it. You've been scarred.
It's the
You joined the incel movement.
you know what it is. I'm gonna be quite frank right now because I'm a couple drinks in.
Yeah.
The verbiage, the language I hear from girls when I'm just having random conversation.
Gross you out nowadays.
It really disgusts me.
Okay, that's amazing. What do you mean? Yeah, tell us about that.
Just talking to girls, it's like I don't know. Like, when's the last time you were on vacation?
You want to do a reel while you're talking about this? You should.
Where did you go? One. I know. Yeah. Where did you go? Oh, Mexico. Oh yeah, where'd you go? Oh, Tulum. Oh, I didn't pay. Like that
I didn't
confidence
pay.
they say. Like I don't know how to word it exactly.
Ownership of,
but it's like I'm hot. I'm not paying for shit. Like it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? So it's like I heard Dan Bilzerian actually was saying this. It's like right now because of Instagram. You're a hot 19-year-old living in Delaware or something that nobody would have known existed.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a billionaire slides into your DMs and says, "Hey, would you like to get on a private jet and come to my island?" She'd be like, yeah. How the hell are people in her college going to, even a rich kid, how are you going to like compete with that?
Yeah,
a guy just sent a private jet for you to fly to his private island, get banged for the whole weekend, fly back to your regular life, and now Tom down the street is like, "Hey, do you want to go to the dance with me?" It's like, no, dude. I just spent a weekend with a bunch of billionaires. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
some
really
girls
tough.
are grossed out by that, though.
Find them.
I think that could also scar some chicks for
100%.
Some women for life.
27, this is what Andrew talks
you,
about,
you,
right?
You you go for that one trip, you come back, and now you're back to reality, and then now what? Now what do you have? You have George offering you
that shallow, but there's a fair amount of them on social media that are. What does that mean?
Well, you're saying not every girl thinks that way, but not every girl is a fucking hot 10.
Do you think every girl thinks they're 10?
No, I know some girls that have no
self-confidence. That's the other thing. You see these new videos now, the guys are going up, they're like, "Yo, what would you rate yourself?"
Yeah.
And do you think other guys would rate you that?
Yeah.
Every girl's like, "I'm a 10. I'm a 10.
Oh, really?
Well, they don't show the girls that are not 10s, and they're like, nobody wants to see that.
Are there girls that...
I'm just more humble. Like, even if I knew I was a hot piece of shit, like, I'd be like, I don't know, it's up to people to judge me. You know what I mean? I've never been that type to think I'm the shit. Like...
So that's just about it for tonight, guys. I mean, we've covered a lot of topics. Talked about Mr. Tate. Talked about AI. Talked about China. Talked about control of God knows what social media detriments, I guess.
Your
what
boy Biden.
Control of our minds.
Ukraine, Russia, Neuralink.
Yeah.
We talked about COVID. We talked about
2023.
inflation.
Where are we going, man?
I think we're going
what do you
somewhere
think?
special.
What are your hopes for 2023, Dan? Just in a nutshell.
My hopes for 2023 is that we don't enter some kind of horrible depression or recession and everything keeps getting darker. The rich keep getting richer.
Yeah.
And the warmongers keep pushing. Like, we need a break. We need something to at some point, whether it's here, now, end of the year, we need there to be a fucking break where someone's like, listen, you know what? I think we're done with Ukraine. We can leave this.
Do you honestly believe we're going to see that in 2023?
Aliens will abduct us.
He didn't say what I think I believe. I said what I hope.
What do you truly believe?
It's going to get worse.
Honestly, it doesn't look
Not
bright.
that it's going to get worse.
It doesn't look bright, but I think that, there's no saying what will happen. Anything can happen, and I do believe in the power of manifestation. I think people need to take more control of their lives, and I think what you focus on, regardless, is what matters. I heard lately you can't focus on the negative. Your mind doesn't comprehend it, right? Like that's that whole thing on don't think of something, you think of it right away. We're programmed right now kind of on a loop. So we do have more control about what we want to do. You focus on gratitude, you focus on family, you focus on what's going well, the fact that the sun is still shining, you're still breathing. There are many things to be grateful for, and you don't have to focus on the dark side of the world right now.
I'm about
that. For 2023, I hope a lot of people see some light.
I'm about that.
Get away from the dark shadows that 2022, 2021 has had. And I hope we come together. Like, I hope there's some love to be found.
Praise.
And if we can do that on our show, great.
Yeah.
Spread the love. We need to spread the love.
That's it, man. And the only thing we know
is that we know nothing. nothing.
We know nothing, boys.
Cheers until next time, guys. Have a good night.
Love,
Happy
love, love, love,
2023.
love.